1, 2, 3, 4.
Everyone loves to roast Gen Z, including me, because they're lazy, they're on their phones 24/7, they cry at work, and they can't cook without Googling it, and they think rent is oppression.
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month.
And yeah, they do post a lot of TikToks of themselves having a breakdown while drinking an iced coffee the size of a fire hydrant. But maybe, just maybe, it's not entirely their fault, because the world Gen Z grew up in is like a marathon, except the starting line is already on fire and somebody already stole your shoes. Let's be honest, making fun of Gen Z is funny. They think email is ancient history and they treat anxiety like it's a personal trait.
Pronouns when I was 16, I think. Woohoo! And I didn't really get them at first, but
I mean, they can't even use a landline phone, and if you hand them a checkbook, they'll look at you like you handed them a medieval scroll. And don't get me started on the slang. Half of the time, I feel like I need a Rosetta Stone to understand any of their tweets. But here's the thing. Gen Z didn't wake up like this. Look what they inherited. Boomers bought houses for the price of a Honda Civic. Millennials at least got avocado toast before the crash. Gen Z, they graduated into debt, rent higher than their GPA, and an economy where entry-level jobs ask for 10 years of experience and a letter of recommendation from God himself. I mean, they get called soft for wanting work-life balance, but half of them are just trying to keep their Wi-Fi from being shut off while applying for jobs that pay in exposure. And now AI is eating their lunch. Just imagine studying 4 years for a degree and then ChatGPT swoops in and like, thanks, kid, I'll take it from here. Congrats on your diploma, but the robot doesn't need health insurance, vacation days, or nervous breakdowns in the office bathroom. No wonder Gen Z is depressed. They're not even competing with millennials anymore. They're competing with algorithms. So next time we roast Gen Z, we should remember that they didn't ruin the economy, but inherited a receipt. If they're iced coffee addicted, TikTok obsessed, and constantly tired, well, wouldn't you be too if adulthood came with less job security than a Blockbuster membership? Okay, so let's continue down the black hole of Gen Z crashing out. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is This is unbelievable if you think about it. I mean, Gen Z's credit score dropped more than any other generation this year, and that's because they can't find jobs, so they're all like unable to pay their credit cards. I mean, this is just a symptom of not being able to find jobs or finding jobs that are absolutely shitty and don't pay good wages. So that's why their credit score is like dropping so precipitously. Now look at this. Youth unemployment crisis in the U.S. is getting worse. The U.S. unemployment rate for graduates aged 20 to 24 has averaged 8.1%. 8.1%. This is as of August 10th. Over the last 3 months, the highest in 4 years and in line with past recessions. The rate for youth aged 16 to 24 is 10%. Absolutely insane. Those are numbers that are insane. We need young people to work. So Gen Z is crashing out partly because they can't find work. So they're just like, fuck it, I'm going to stay on TikTok all day. 10% and the highest since May 2021. I mean, that's like during COVID. That's how bad it is. And we're not even in like a great pandemic or anything insane going on. So this is just insane, you know, and if they're not working, they're not contributing to the economy, and so that hurts the economy greatly. Young people working and spending, a lot of them don't know how to, manage their finances, so when they work, they spend. Look at this, more. Gen Z has engineering degrees, right? I mean, of course. I mean, you got Gen Z doing all types of stuff. They've gone through 9 months of unemployment, 6 rounds of interviews, only to get rejected. Messaged every LinkedIn connection, applied to every company, even the ones they used to work at. Now they're forced onto TikTok, begging strangers for advice. Am I giving excuses for why Gen Z is the way it is? No, but I mean, I think this is partly the case of why they act the way they do. I mean, I'm not giving any excuses for the insane shit they say and the insane, as you saw before, the pronoun use and the just crazy belief systems at some point. I mean, but like, hey, this is craziness. Let's see what she's saying.
If you have gotten a job in this job market, can you please tell me what you did in the comments? Because I'm going insane. I just went through 2 months, 6 rounds of interviews with a company, made it to the very end. I was so sure I was going to get it, and I just got rejected. nothing else has panned out. I've interviewed with the company I used to work at, other companies, all types of roles. I haven't.
Yeah, this is insane. I feel bad for this girl. I mean, this is not, this is a symptom of a bigger issue going on in the country economically. And a lot of these young people cannot find jobs. It's pathetically sad. And so, yeah, I guess that's partly the reason why they're on TikTok picking their nose all day. I mean, obviously, there's other things, parents. I mean, this generation is just really, really soft and they really can't handle anything and they're sheltered. But I mean, this is part of the reason. Look at this one. Gen Z has dramatically lower labor force participation at their age than any other generation. Terrible prospects, no home ownership, and an atomized social scene that tilts majority online for many. Of course, they think political violence is fine. Look at this. They think only 58% of Gen Z think political violence is bad. I mean, when your government is not, looking out for you, when they're not providing any solutions, when your politicians just spew garbage all day and do nothing to help your life or the life of the average American, this is what you get when you're unemployed, have no hope, and you got these Gen Zers losing their minds saying that political violence is okay. We need to do something now, or this is just going to escalate further. Look at this. From a Gen Z perspective, this is like watching the last people struggle on the lifeboats as they've already long abandoned ship. Whatever you thought you were waiting for, Carl, a large chunk of Gen Z can't find a woman, let alone waste said stable relationship. I mean, part of that is like, not being able to find relationships either because they can't find a good paying job. I mean, this is just what you get in a society that we live in now. The economy is absolute garbage. Job numbers I mentioned in my last couple of videos, I believe, are absolute trash for August and September. So, jobs can't be found. I mean, people can't find jobs and the wages are super low. I've always said it that even if employment was high and everyone was getting jobs, what are the quality of the jobs? I mean, for so long now, even when we put on lots of jobs, the quality of the jobs are absolutely trash. The wages are too low. These corporations are not paying enough. They're outsourcing and they're not paying enough wages, and the politicians don't care. They don't do anything. There's no laws being passed to address wages. I mean, for crying out loud, the minimum wage is like $7.29 an hour. Even if they were to get a job, I mean, it's pathetically low. Even if they got a job at like minimum wage, I mean, it's just pathetically sad. Now, do I agree with all of the stuff that Gen Z says and does? I mean, the political violence thing is absolutely disgusting for them to even believe that. But at the same time, I do understand the hopelessness, but they got to channel that somewhere else. They got to go back, get off the online garbage and toxic waste that's the internet and get out and play football with your friends like I used to do as a kid. When I was a kid, that's all I did was stay outside and hang out with my friends and, make more friends in the neighborhood, and now these Gen Zers are just stuck online all day on TikTok acting insane and retarded. But hey, this is just where we're at now. So listen, if they can get jobs, I think that'll change a lot of things. If we can get good paying jobs and have them have some hope for the future, they'll be able to buy houses and stuff like that, then I think we're in a much better place when it comes to the mental health of these Gen Zers. But other than that, I think we got a real problem. Anyway, this is what's going on. So I love making fun of Gen Z. A lot of the shit they do is crazy, but some of it's warranted. I mean, look at this. The economy is absolutely shit for their generation. So what do you think in the comments? Let me know. Like, subscribe. I appreciate everything you guys do. See you in the next one.